Hello, my name is Amina and I'm your decision-making specialist. And today, right here, while I stand, is June 5th, 2020. And you know what that means? It means it is day 82. And I am starting more and more to be peeking out that door. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, I am. And meanwhile, this morning I was listening to a radio program, and there was an interview with a gentleman named David North and his partner, David York. Together, they created what they call a gateway to the imagination. And that caught my interest. And what they had done is during their quarantine, they had created a door, a wooden door. And around that door, they have, it looks like berry bush branches, bramble bushes, and there it is right in the middle. And if you walk behind, what he said is the door does not open. It does not physically go anywhere if you look behind. That's the secret to imagination. To imagine what could be, what might be, what they wish could be if that door opened and they could go through. And I started thinking about, well, you know, me and my what ifs, and I wanted to offer that to you. What if you took just a little bit of a moment, maybe you by yourself, maybe you with your partner or your friend or your family and your kids, whomever you're with, and what if you created your own door? Now, you could do what they did and have a real door. You could draw, you could paint, you could be as creative as you wanted to imagine how you would like your door to be. And it could just live beautifully in your imagination. That's part of your creativity. Have it any way that you want. You are in charge of your imagination. Now let's say you have that doorway in your mind, or you've built it or drawn it, however way you have brought that into your world. Take a moment and imagine. You can open that door and look through it. What would you see? What might you hear? What might you feel? Now, what else? If you walked in through your door, through your gateway, into what you imagined, how would that be? How would you want to be? How would you want the world to be? If we're creating a 2.0 version of the world after having been in shelter, quarantine, locked down, however way you want to put it, that world is going to happen. And there are going to be a lot of rules and regulations and stipulations and protocols and guidelines in terms of how we physically move around. However, the rest of it can be totally in our imagination. So let's say, what if you walk through the doorway? Who would you want to be there with you? Who would you not want to be there with you? What would you want to be walking toward? What would you want to have with you as you walked? And I'm going to offer that in your imagination, you can create and see and feel and have a vision of your best world, your best self, your best adventure. Think about it, imagine it, and then see how you can point your feet in the direction of that vision, who you can ask to help you, what information you need, how do you figure out, how do you become the person of progress that gets what they see, what you see, what each of you see through your gateway of imagination. This may sound very simple, very trivial, very, oh my gosh, Amina, what are you taking time out of all of this stuff going on, talking about it? Doorway, imagination, and all of that. Let me tell you my reason. It doesn't have to be yours. You don't have to believe it, and I'm not trying to make you believe anyway. It's just simply I'm sharing a what if. When we want this world to be its best, then we need to show up and be our best. Remember, we are not talking about perfect. We're talking how. When we talk about we're in this together, we connect by all kinds of different ways. We care about who lives and who dies. We care about who's going hungry today and who isn't. We care about who has a job and who doesn't. We care about their finances. Are they paid what they deserve for the job? Are they treated the way they deserve to be treated? Are you treated the way you deserve? Do you have the finances that you deserve? Do you have the courage for you, yourself, and to help somebody else go through what they need to go through in order for them to start coming out of the other side with a little bit, an eyelash more of relief and maybe peace, and not feel quite so burdened. So that maybe as we build our legacy and we include more of service and compassion, that our legacy just unfolds in ways that we never could imagine, even through our gateway, that our legacy just almost takes on a world of its own, simply because we are focusing each day on what we write, what we appreciate, how we serve, in our own story. Just an offering, and I hope you'll take at least an eyelash of a second to consider your doorway, your gateway to your imagination. And the other thing I hope is that you will come back, because tomorrow I will be here and I will be looking for you. I imagine you being part of who I see when I open my door and my gateway of imagination. Thank you very much. Click subscribe if you want. Leave a comment. I would be delighted to hear from you. Bye for now.